to another wonderful episode of the Roundtable, the show where we talk about social political matters affecting the millions of Nigerians in Nigeria and out. My name is Shegun Odwan. We have three interesting topics like we always do every Thursday by this time, or I mean, not necessarily by this time, before now, but hey, we have to be online now due to some reasons, some itches that unfortunately was just beyond our control. Usually we have two guests, same like today, and we have someone who is joining us. I think this is his first or his second time on the show, and we have a regular. I think I'll be starting with a new joiner in quote now because this is like his first or second time, like I said. You've joined us once before or twice?
More than once, more than twice.
Okay, but you're a new joiner on the show.
I don't think I'm a new joiner.
A very good afternoon to you. Welcome aboard.
A wonderful afternoon to
my left is Mr. Adekunle Aliu. No tie today, but you can see the giant laptop in front of him, and he's using that to do the work while the work is still on, and perhaps he'll be giving us the very latest from happening in the world because he's right now doing a couple of things for the show, like I said. Okay, let's begin very quickly now. Let's start with the breaking news that came on yesterday. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria announced that the governor, formerly suspended governor of Rivers State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, the professor, and the House of Assembly of the Rivers State people were to resume today after suspension 6 months ago. I'll be starting with you, Mr. Aliu. 6 months flew by very quickly. Before we could see Jack Robinson, it was 6 months ago. It's those in power that will be. What could they have? What do you think will be in the minds of Governor Siminalayi Fubara now? Is he a new man? Is he a born again man? Some people say he's subdued. The subdued governor. Some people have said he's a repentant governor. Some people have said he even signed a deal not to contest in 2027. That we just, finish the how many months remaining of his tenure and go, and a lot of things.
Everybody's postulating whatever they want to postulate without facts. So, but having said that, the man is coming back to continue the democracy that he has been handed over to. He was democratically elected, but they were suspension because of infraction. Now you're back, so we're expecting you to come back and do a yeoman's job. Don't come and do the quarrel. The House today now just called him and asked him for commissioner nominees and asked him for budget preparation and so on. That's what we're saying. Let's work in synergy together. You cannot be working as a governor outside the House. So you work together. The three arms of government of that state must work in tandem to bring forth promotion. So whatever anybody is saying, it now behoves on Fubara himself to say the true statement, the democratic nature that he carries. Come and exhibit it more now. Whatever lesson you have learnt in the past, now come and show us that you are better, that you can take Nigeria, not only River, because see, most of these governors, they think it's just only for Rivers. You are also planning for the tomorrow. Let's look at the Aswaju of yesterday and the Aswaju of today. The Aswaju got today because of what he did yesterday. People gave him praise a lot yesterday when he was governor in Lagos. Why? Because of his system and style of governance in Lagos. So, among all the Nigerian leaders, you could see that he has a good antecedent before now. So,
does he?
I think he does.
Okay, I'm just asking.
You can argue that it's polemic. Everybody can say whatever he wants to say, but I'm saying he has better because even if you look at the leaders, he is the most qualified that has the highest qualification in terms of education among all the leaders that have ruled Nigeria so far. Go and check. Aswaji Tulumbu,
the president.
The president currently.
Some people, there was the issue of the certificate a while ago.
Those are conspiracy theories that has not been factual. So people say a lot. So the same they are saying for Fubara now. They are saying he's weak, he's that, he's that. He is the governor of the state. He is the number one machinery that is expected to move the state forward. So whatever he has learned, and the House too, they can now come together, collaborate, and improve the status and improve the status quo of the state, improve the life of better development. There is a lot of things to do than this quarrel that they are quarreling. We have greater development to achieve. We have education, we have people's life, we have welfare, we have arrangements, we have skyscrapers to build. So as it's coming, it should come and do. We are still waiting for him though. They said there are some people are waiting in Rivers that they've not seen him, and I'm wondering what's the design about. You are not being disgraced. You are back to take the machinery of government, move it forward, show the people you are able to do better than they think. Even disapprove your prodigy, your wiki and so on. Show him that, look, I am a better man. I can bring this. I can be the work minister or Mr. Project times 3. So come and do something now. You still have more time, at least 2 years or 2 years plus.
Yeah,
So at least running to 2 years, he can still do more. This River State, they have the money, so he can do better.
Anytime, I'll be coming to you.
All right.
What do you think is going on in the mind of the man singing Alai Fubara at the moment? After everybody had been praised, singing his name, he became governor, he had a fight with his godfather in quotes. Some people say, okay, no grief for him, and all of that. And people say, suspension, and then he will probably be alone in his house. What do you, Oga? He will just be alone with his family or something. And then now he's back, and all the Hallelujah boys are back. I mean, what's going to be
the Hallelujah boys?
I don't know what you're talking about when you say Hallelujah boys.
You know what? My boss.
Praise singers.
Okay.
Oh, we're all the praise singers.
I'm sure they never left. I'm sure they never left. They must have been around him. I'm sure some people were, backing him up, cheering him up to say, don't back down. Don't do this. Even make sure you stand your ground. Yeah, obviously, there must have been, one or two people, or maybe a set of people
just moved on to the next bread.
Like you said some, but definitely not all, because, some people would have, preempted the fact that he's going to be returning, or as he has returned now, as, as the governor, and which he has returned now, you understand? So those people will still be there. However, I think the big question is, like you said, what's going on his mind? It looks like, a bird that has had its wings clipped.
I
You
disagree
understand?
with you.
It looks like a bird that has had its wings clipped. You can disagree, it's your opinion, but you will not, force your opinion on me. So this is my opinion. I feel like it's going to look like a bird that has, that has had its wings clipped.
But
and why do I say that? A lot of things have transpired while he became governor. I think he has spent like maybe half of his tenure fighting. Some people will say it's a needless battle, while some people will say, oh, it was fighting. It's just, it just cause. However, a wise man told me yesterday that you don't fight a fight without counting the cost. A fight you don't have, chances of winning. You don't fight that kind of fight. So why fight the fight initially? Everyone has, their opinions. But like you said, what's going on in his mind? I think the big thing is, how can I get started? How can I get everyone back together? Because he looked or appeared as though he's the governor that would not back down, that would, help people, or rather that would, speak to power, speak to the Godfather, speak to, whatever it is that is happening, and say, no, this is my show and I'm going to run the show. It started that way until the powers that be stepped in. Now, how does it go on from here? What's the catch? I think that is another big question. What is the catch? We understand that, the suspension was for 6 months. You understand? But then, has he, agreed to some terms? Because it looks like himself and his predecessor are in some kind of, agreement now. You understand? At least, has a deal been struck? Is he going to retain his, role after this? Is he going to go for a second term, you understand, in office? How will, because all the, time that he's supposed to is, we expect him to use, to do meaningful things in Rivers. They use it to fight. So, and it goes a lot to tell you about Nigerian politics. It goes a lot to tell you, there's this saying that, when two elephants are fighting, say the grass suffers. Now, we are looking at, the fact that Fubara is back. We're looking at the fact that, maybe himself and Wike have, patched things up. Well, there have been rumors that, maybe the deal is that he's going to join the APC, but we are not talking about the effect on the people of Rivers State. We're not talking about the effect on, the revenues. We're not talking about the effect on everything that was planned, the budget, everything that was basically planned in Rivers State. Because there are a lot of stakeholders in Rivers State that sometimes you just don't know which party they belong to. And when I say party, I'm not talking about political party. I'm talking about which side they belong to in the, in the whole thing. And it's been a messy thing. I hope, like, what's his name? Tonye Cole said that he's in for a big situation, but he needs to work hand in hand with Wike to ensure that there are no rifts going forward. But that's a big one, because Wike was, the former governor. You expect him to have, to have faced out. You understand? Not maybe entirely, but, because of the way Nigerian politics is, you just don't know what you might get. But let's hope that he would find a good fit this time and, be able to work with the assembly guys, be able to work with every stakeholder, the local government, chairman, everyone, to ensure that rivers, we don't wake up tomorrow and hear that they blew up. Exactly, they blew up a pipeline, or some people claiming that it's Ijaw people that did this, Ijaw people saying no, or it's some statement that, just eat up the polity unnecessarily. So the fight, we know that there has been a fight. We know there is some sort of settlement. Can we move on from here, I beg your pardon? And can the people of Rivers enjoy, this time? Because it's important and it's necessary, because at the end of the day, it's about the people. Okay,
now the people have lost, some persons have said the people have lost 6 months. Some persons have said the man who came on for 6 months, he bars himself. There are some people who said he did well. Some persons have said he did nothing, that he just came to waste the time. In fact, some security officials were said to have been protesting yesterday in the government house, where they were saying that he didn't pay some monies that they were supposed to pay. Some persons said, a lot of things about him. Some persons said his wife was trying to be in charge of the Rivers women. Some other person said he was trying to get involved in politics. But rating the Rear Admiral for 6 months, how well can we say he performed?
So because it's an interim government, I would not want to say he did very well, unless you are only filling a gap.
Yes,
and in filling that gap, you only do what is necessary. Continue the government. Now, but because of the way Rivers is, the divide, you could say the fight, even the people, I think the people did not really understand that, look, it's an interim. It's an interim. So for that the fighting parties can sort themselves out, come to an agreement. And you see, they did come to an agreement in the long run. So if the president had not done that, would have seen this, the fight could have snowballed into something at the bigger ball that we don't like. Yeah. So now the interim ruler, or the governor, did what he could do. With the little cooperation he got from the people.
This was the first time since a president of Nigeria has said, hey, there's a state of emergency.
I think that would be the second. Jonathan did one.
No, I'm saying that this is the first time that somebody took over. I mean, that the federal government is actually taken to court.
Okay.
But it looks like, they didn't exactly follow through, because some lawyers have argued that, yes, a president can declare a state of emergency, but the governor isn't meant to leave. So we are still having that lacuna now, because
it's polemic. It's argumentative. Everybody will pick side and begin to argue. So does the president have the power to do that? So the president has exercised his powers. So we'll still go to court. And now the 6 months is true. We'll still be discussing it, because we'll test our conscience to see how strong.
But now the governor is back.
So,
he may not follow through. And,
at least to test the power, to test the understanding of the law. The governor too did not. The president too did not take decision out of a vacuum. He knows his power. So, giving you a suspension, if you give somebody a suspension, would he still be there? So, you allow him to go. Please go and sort yourself out. When you're done with it, you come back. People thought he was going to remove him outrightly and be a dictatorship there, but he didn't. And you see, within that period, they were able to come to an alignment.
So it was constitutional for him to have been removed?
It's constitutional. It's a process now. It's a process. It's there.
So some persons have said...
like I told you, lawyers will make things sane. Insane. And insane thing sane. So
some persons have sticked with this side of the story. That yes, the president can declare state of emergency, is allowed according to the constitution, but that nobody is allowed to remove anybody, because you won your election, this man won his election, everybody won the election. However, this is the first time somebody has been bold enough to take the federal government to court. But after all the meetings and probably behind the scene beggings and all, we may just, maybe another time when another president now, declare state of emergency, we will now see another round of drama, because we talk about this every time it happens.
Yeah, so it could be actually that this president will do that again, just if the need, arise. It could be. So we might not have to, to wait till another president, because we don't know. I think there are some states that also have been, placed on state of emergency because of the level of insecurity, at the moment, the killings, and I think sometimes some months back, or maybe a month ago, we had some, some terrible news, some places, and it looks like everything's just, in disarray, and they're just killing people, here and there, and we expect that, maybe they need to step in here. The federal government needs to step in here, bring in, take some necessary actions. However, I think, like you said, is it justified? Is it, constitutional? That's a big question. And, my question when you were having Mr. Ali was talking, I think what was coming to my mind, or what just came to my mind is, who is supposed to challenge the president?
The governor.
It's not just the
Based on the
governor.
we the people can challenge the president.
Now, when I say challenge, I'm not talking about,
take him to court.
not just taking him to court, making him see, if he's infringing on the constitution. There are some people that are supposed to, to check the president, you understand, in terms of what he does, and whenever he's looking like he's stepping out of line.
That is why we have
some people will just step in.
Now.
Hold on, Mr. Ali. Allow me.
I'm allowing you,
allow
sir.
me. No, you are not allowing me. You are interjecting, which you shouldn't, because allowed you, air your
sir.
your
Apologies.
opinion. So I just asked that. It's more like a rhetoric question anyway, because we know obviously that there's the judicial arm of government, and then there is legislative arm of government. Yes, the legislature. They should have been able to say, "Oh, Mr. President, this is not constitutional, I beg your pardon, and this is constitutional."
Well,
however,
ratified by
exactly. So yes, you would have some, some ruffled feathers when some people will say, "Oh, he shouldn't have done it." Maybe it could be that they are speaking out of emotions. You understand? They could just, he shouldn't have done this. Oh, there are some things somewhere happening elsewhere that should have warranted this. You understand? He shouldn't have done this. But then, if he is insisting that it is a constitutional, because as of yesterday or so, the president insisted that it is constitutional, and he did not, go beyond his powers. And then why are we arguing here and there if the people that are supposed to check the president are not saying anything? So what is this argument about? You understand? But if they feel like it's unconstitutional, let them take it up to the right court, as to the court. And another thing I was going to say before was the fact that, immediately after the suspension, I think there were some videos that circulated, and where the governor was saying, maybe not directly or indirectly, that he's even tired and he doesn't want to go back. Governor. So I'm asking, I think that's another question. Why has he chosen to go back? You understand?
We don't know what have been said behind closed doors. I mean, I know the current FCT minister and the immediate past governor of Rivers State is going to be, speaking in the media today. So we would like to hear more. It looks like Governor Fubara may not be doing too much talking at the moment, but I know we are going to hear quite a lot about perhaps compromises that were made and all of that for peace to reign. We hope Governor Siminalayi Fubara comes back into the government house and takes the seat of power to indeed fulfill some of the goals and promises he made to the Rivers people pre-2023 governorship election. Moving on very quickly now, we have to move on to this very interesting topic. I know it will interest you as much as it is interesting me. The federal government of Nigeria have announced that it has disbursed a total of 330 billion naira to 8.1 million households across the country under the National Social Safety Net program, aimed at cushioning the harsh effects of economic reforms on Nigeria's poorest and most vulnerable citizens. I'll be starting with you now, Editor.
Oh, interesting.
The federal government of Nigeria said we spent billions of naira to 8.1 million, 330 billion. And of course, people on social media have gone agog with some comments, perhaps not too nice, different shades of comments. Then I don't know anybody who has received it. Do you know anybody who has received it? Am I not a Nigerian? Am I from Burundi? A lot of comments, and we see this every time these things happen. What do you think in your own mind, honestly speaking? Okay, so I'm not going to start with the first thing that came to mind, and I'll still come back there. So, a lot of people will say a lot of things. You expect, people to say things, especially when it comes to things like this, and it looks as, like it's a big, huge amount. But, when you compare it to the, what's it called now, the population of Nigeria, you realize that maybe it's not as huge as people think it is. However, now I'm going to go back to what's, on my mind. It looks like people don't give themselves updates again. Now, why do I say that? Because when people, get things like this, maybe from the government, we should be able to hear, and we should be able to, to get to know that, oh, so person or so persons got this, got that. You understand? And I think Nigerians are quite right to ask,
who are these people? Because this is Nigeria. A lot of things happen in this country. We've had cases of whereby a baby is enrolled as a staff of in a government establishment and is receiving salary, or maybe some people that do not even exist, they call them ghost workers. So things like that happen, and it has made a lot of people question a lot of things, even when they are legit. Even when they are legitimate things, people have to question a lot of things. So that's the big question. Who are the people receiving this money? You understand? Because people need to know. There needs to be transparency. Don't just come out and tell us that you did this, paid so amount to some people, vulnerable Nigerians. Yes, quite, all right. But let us know. Who are these people? You understand?
So do you believe that it did happen? I mean...
Oh, well, I've never heard... Like, since this initiative started, I've never heard anybody around me tell me that they got this. I have never. But do I believe? That's a big question. I don't want to go into that, whether I believe or not. I didn't say I do not believe.
Looks like you don't believe.
I did not say I do not believe. But I just feel that if I can trust the people that are in there, you understand? So that's the question. Can I actually trust?
So you don't believe?
Can I actually trust? No, don't say that. But the question is now, can I actually trust the people that are there? I don't think I can 100%.
So that means
it's not. No, when we say the people that are there, we don't just feel that it's the president alone.
Right, the government.
Exactly, because the way this thing works.
So palliative to household.
The way Mr. Ali, please hold on. Can you just hold on?
You wrap up in like 30 seconds.
The way these things work, people just feel like, when things go wrong, they feel like, it's the president that, they must have disbursed this money. But there are some people like you and myself that are somewhere who should be doing the
middleman.
Exactly, who should be doing the little jobs, just in quote, to be relating with one-on-one relation with these people who have been tagged or have been identified as vulnerable Nigerians. But then there are some people that who just do some things, some weird things. I can't recall the government's parastatal now, or the government agency. I think I can't recall, but they just took 2 employees to court, 2 of their accountants to court for diverting monies.
My goodness.
For diverting money. I think maybe before the end of the show, if I remember, I'll just bring it up.
Mr. Ali, I'm coming to you now. I know you've been itching to lash on this very topic. Do you believe that the Nigerian government spent 330 billion and sent this money to 8.1 million Nigerians?
They have received their money. In different forms.
Did you get? Yes. Did you get?
So you don't ask how long.
Do you know anybody who got any cash from the federal government?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And how much?
I have some people who had received some, what do I call it? There was this cash transfer.
Conditional cash transfer, yes.
Yeah, they do.
How much?
I can't remember, but I know they received money.
Okay, because
because this is the thing. A lot of us will think it's fluke.
Somebody told me.
But even those who are receiving are also saying they've not received. But again, this is the thing. Yeah, it's government giving palliative.
Yes, I know people who have received. So I know 3 people. So somebody that's close to me told me a few days ago that his family, his relative called him and said, so thing is going on. Go and register. And the person said he got 50K. I saw the money. So I saw the what's it called? Alert. I saw it. I know somebody else who told me that his uncle somewhere in government told him they are doing this, go and register, and he got 50K too. I saw it. So I know 2 people.
So now, for me, as much as I love these processes, I'm always saying it's those who truly need this money should get it. So I'll ask you, those who got it from you, do they really need that money?
Everybody needs money.
So exactly.
At that level, it looks like everybody needs money.
I don't know
but the 50K we are talking about, it's supposed to be probably for that very, very poor person as a level. But when it becomes a freebie, when it becomes a freebie for everybody who can afford and who can afford, so that's where we have issues in how we disperse money. That's what I will question. Look, did this money truly get to those who are downtrodden?
I think if anybody can register for this money, you don't need it.
If anybody can register for this money,
you can register,
because if you are not registered appropriately,
your home in the village. Yeah. We were somewhere for one story yesterday in one village, and it was a real village. So it's been a long time I saw something like that. So people like that now, I don't know if they have up to 50 or 60 phones in that village.
Okay.
So if I think I may be wrong, conditional cash transfers especially of this level, should be you taking the biro and paper to that mama or to that baba to sign.
No.
In that village.
In this modern age, it is also for...
How many people have accounts?
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, so that's the big question. How many Nigerians are actually banked?
We shouldn't be defending what is wrong. Since I know government, they've been calling for people to be bankable. If you refuse to be bankable, that's not your problem. It's now you that is not going to get this money.
The people who will now be getting these monies are the people who they will say, something is going on. I'm sending you the link, register
and get something.
So it will definitely not be those people.
If government say please be bankable, please register, please do this, please do that, it's for you to make such thing easy for the government when it's coming down to you. But if you don't do it, you are the one that is going to receive the punishment because you didn't do it. You won't get it. So a lot of us say who don't believe this thing are those who refuse to participate. So if you get into it, get involved in it, you will get something. It might not be as big as you think. Look at the BOI money in Bank of Industry money being shared to entrepreneurs. If you don't follow their processes and qualify for it, you may not get it.
At the moment, 100 million.
The credit scheme
is also applying to it at the moment.
The credit scheme is also going on. If you don't put in, you don't get it. Now, if you put,
but don't you need to know people? How many people know? Don't you need to be connected? Don't you need to have somebody?
I think that's an old story. For me, if you ask me, I say that's an old story. The way we are going with governance now, we are going to get to a point whereby all these things will be done in a seamless manner that if you're not captured in the book of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you may not be able to benefit from all.
Doing this. If it's the private sector doing corporate CSI, corporate social, and all of that, there will be evidence. There will be videos. There will be somebody doing this. There will be evidence. But why is it that with the government we just read and don't see?
If you ask the government to provide evidence, they will provide.
Why are they not providing it?
If you get to some of if you get to another gas under you with some of these factual things you are asking me here, they are there.
Then in one village,
they are. See,
let's see
the person I'm telling you is in the village.
That got the money.
Farmers. They got. So it's and there are different way of doing it. But I'm just saying, as much as you have told us, real to us some of the facts that will make people believe that people have gotten this, because there are a lot of doubting Thomas out there who think the country is doomed. But I keep saying, no, this country is not doomed. This country will get out of the wood. If a foreigner can say, well, the economy of Nigeria will bounce back soon, why won't we believe in our own economy? So the government has done its best. If they say they have done that, let's believe. Let's just ask them for, proof, accountability. Let's see the proof on how you spend the money, who got what, who didn't get what. So we scrutinize them. But the processes are there. Is it getting to the right people that we should look at? Like you said, those in the village where you went to, if they are not bankable, if they don't understand, if they don't get to their local government level to understand what is happening, they are left out. If their councillors is not filling them with information, they will be left out. So we need to ask government to be accountable to the people. So, and it is the people that will ask for that accountability. If you don't ask for it, they will move on. They will think they are already accountable. So we need to be at the forefront of checking and balancing our government. They have spent that money. They can't respond it.
So what if 45% or 60% is? There's no proof.
I agree with you that along the line there will be leakages.
Billions of.
There will be leakages. Proof. There will be leakages. I agree. But
or maybe they don't release the proof.
Okay, but yeah, this money will not be once. It's not as if today we are raising billions. So it's part time. Maybe for the past 2 years, different programs they are using to release this money to people.
Interestingly, it's a great time for the country. Perhaps people will not agree. Great time revenue-wise, because we've gotten to a level now where the allocation, the federal, the state, and the local government have spent is 2.2 trillion. That's a high level. Yeah. That's a different level. That's the peak. That's the optimum of levels that the Nigerian government have gotten to. But is it not looking like this consumer transfers where you are just reading about money and you are not seeing the effects?
Well, it's going to be a lot. It is a lot. I don't want to use the word mess, but the current situation Nigeria is in, or where we are coming from, is quite a lot. A lot of things have happened with the Nigerian currency, the naira, with the economy. A lot of things has happened. You understand? But then it might take a while for the effects of what this government is doing. The positives. It might take a while. for us to see the effects of these things. It might take a while. It might not just be instant effect. It might not just be an instant effect.
When?
Oh well, that's a big question. I think maybe we should get to the point where we begin to bring these big wigs here and just ask them like this kind of question, because it's a big one for me to answer. However, I feel that as much as people might be impatient, I know. As much as people might be impatient, I think everybody needs to put their hands to the plow and actually be part of the change. Now, don't make it sound. I don't want to make it sound like I'm advocating for. Hold on, Mr. Aliu. I don't want people to it to sound like I'm advocating for the government. But then, I was saying, and I'm not against the government. I'm neither against them nor. But I know where I stand. But for this discussion, I'm not going to play to one party or another. But the reason why I'm challenging Nigerians to be part of governance is that when things are done above, there are people who have access. People like me, or maybe people on my level, above my level who have access in these places. I will not be there. I can only stay here and speak to what should be done. But there are people who have access who should actually make that change. For example, I was talking about the accountants that siphoned the salaries about 1.7 million naira meant for former staff of the Federal Medical Center. I think this is the IPPIS of accountants, and they diverted the money to their personal account. I don't have access to that place. I'm not at that level. This is between I think like two people, and they have access there. So what I'm saying is, if you are where things like this, you are privileged to be in places like this, you should be able to do the right thing, ensure that the right thing is being done. Because I would not be there. The ordinary Nigerian will not be there. The farmer, the fishermen, the transport workers, the doctors, everyone would not be there when you're making this decision, and nobody will know that things have gone from top to that level, and then the person, or maybe just one person or two people, greedy people that just caused the whole mess. You understand? So everybody needs to be on guard, do the right thing. I think everyone needs to know that they need to do the right thing. And when I say do the right thing, it's not just doing your work. When you see that someone else is going out of line, you should be able to blow the whistle. You understand? Irrespective of whoever it is, whatever the position it is, but play it safely so that you don't say it's anything. I say that, this and then it
interesting, the federal government of Nigeria has approved that 330 billion. There's something about that 330 billion these days for education and health, to boost education and health. It's a great one. 30 seconds, Mr. Ali, before we move on very quickly.
So, how are we going to boost it?
The money should be...
So they need to marshal out the plan exactly. So just putting money, bro, like we put in the power sector, dumb, and there's no light. So let's marshal this money and put a standard or a metric to look at how this project, so that we see results in the long run. Is the money worth it? Is the project, so that we don't have leakages and people begin to doubt again, like we're doubting this first one, and like, let's see results. Is it in the primary health center? So if it's a primary health center, what should be the standard for a primary health center in a community? So if we have that kind of standards, okay, are we building more? So is it in the local government? How we build? So you check. Is it for doctors? Is it for nurses? Is it for equipment? State how you want that money. Take for instance in education. How many of our classrooms we have boards, electronic blackboards?
Electronic blackboards.
E-blackboards.
Mr. Ali, let's move on. Electronic blackboards.
It's too far. Are we not due for it?
So, we've gone to some places where electronic blackboards.
Are we not due for it?
They do have.
That's what I'm saying. So what is the standard? Must the standard in the city?
Can I just add?
We different from the standard.
Hold on, please, hold on. Okay, so this is a very, very, very serious topic that you just mentioned. The fact that they're trying to improve education and health. I think it was some days ago or last week. Unfortunately, I think it was 2 people in ICU had to die because there was no electricity. I can't remember this. I was trying to bring out the state.
I think Kaduna State.
Because there was no electricity and 2 people in intensive care unit had to die. And he just brought my mind back to the first, I think it was the first or the second time that I was here, and I was talking about the fact that we need to itemize some things. Let's start from somewhere. You know, when you are spending this amount of money on education and health, there are some things that these things require, these sectors require. Electricity is one important thing that it's just like the center of many things that would allow a lot of things to work in this country. We need to fix electricity. We need to fix it. We're not just fixing electricity, steady electricity. This is 2025, for crying out loud. We should not be doing up NEPA or power grid dead here and there. You understand? No, we shouldn't be doing that. It's annoying. It's annoying. This is Nigeria. For crying out loud, Nigeria is not just a push over. You know, push over. This is Nigeria crying out loud. Maybe some people don't know. Exactly. Maybe some people do not know. We know who we are. We know what we are capable of. We know the resources in this country. We know what we should be doing. We know where we should be. You understand? So when you are putting this money in education and health, it's good. But make sure that you put the other things in place that would allow this to show. You understand? That will allow it to show. And then when we are talking about education too, we need to look at the aspect of, you know, I like the fact that, you know, the government has introduced a new is it a curriculum or a new syllabus? Yes, things like that. History is back. I think they should bring in sports. Now when you are saying, like I was saying, you know, take care of the things that will make these things show. Our national stadium or the other stadiums, let the private guys come in so that this can be effective, and then people can come from grassroots and to the big level. We won't have to be, you know, going outside all the time to look for players for the Super Eagles, to look for athletes who will come and represent Nigeria. It's part of education. You understand? It's part of it. There's a whole lot to cover. You understand? So that's what I just wanted to add.
All right, moving on very quickly. There was an unfortunate incident that happened a couple of days ago in Lagos Island, in one of the most important business districts here in Lagos. This building housing several establishments caught fire, and the video started spreading online, and you know, it looked quite heavy, but it didn't look as heavy enough for people to think quite a number of persons died, up until a couple of hours after, and people started posting on socials that they know somebody who died, they know this person who died. And before you could say Jack Robinson, organizations and business leaders were actually posting that yes, a couple persons died. In fact, the federal agency, the FIRS, even released pictures, names, ages, and biodata of the 4 persons that died in their own establishment. From sources gathered so far, about a couple of tens have died in that fire. I think I'll be starting with Eniton this time, because you wrote one of those stories this morning about a new lead showing that a couple of other persons have died. I mean, those people went to work. Like normal people go to work, but they return home and we never return home.
Yeah. I wish you didn't start with me, because it's more kind of like emotional for me, in the sense that, you know, people died. You understand? People died, and you know, despite the fact that there were responders available, the fire service, the Lagos Fire Service, you know, responders, and then, you know,
even people in the area,
which, you know, I really want to commend, you know, I really want to commend Nigerians who are there, because this we are for ourselves, you know, so nobody would help us. We should always, you know, be on ground, and it just shows that nothing can actually divide Nigeria except we allow this division. Even politics and religion cannot divide Nigeria. You understand? Except we allow it. But it's quite unfortunate. I really wish I would not be talking about this, but yeah, I had to. And the fact that he had to stay almost 24 hours before we started hearing that, you know, people died. It's sad. So I had a hunch, or a tip, I should say, and I began trying to reach out to the Lagos State Emergency Services, LASEMA, the Lagos Rescue. Even we tried NEMA. It was not just me, myself, and my colleague. We tried NEMA. We were reaching out to everybody. I would even say one of the most annoying one for me was that I called the customer emergency line of one of the, you know, rescue agencies, and I was told everybody is busy, our guys are on it. Okay, give me the number of your PRO. said everybody. I say, is your PRO also busy? You understand? Because we need to get people updated, and they just got the call on me. But unfortunately, about 10 people have been reported dead so far, which is quite sad. Really, my heart goes out to the families, and not just the families, the organizations, because a lot of their colleagues they had just come to work and had just seen their friends. They were gisting, chatting, and they were trying to make ends meet. They were doing work and doing all it takes to put the meal on the table for their family, and just to be better Nigerians. You understand? They are not doing, in quote, shady things. You understand? But then, unfortunately, this incident happened, and we had to lose 10 people. It's so sad. It's so sad. We don't even know exactly. We don't even know, and we just saw videos everywhere, people trying to fly from, it brings a lot of questions. It was a small fire, according to what I heard from, a very reliable source, which I'm not going to mention. It was a small fire, according to what I heard, and the fire was, doused right there by the guys in there. But the smoke was just too much. So my question is, what kind of smoke is that? Like, what caused the smoke to be that much? The exit. So I heard. So according to what I heard was that I think it was Afriland that put out what's it called? And said that the smoke was, I can't recall if it was them, but one of the statements that I came across was saying that the smoke was too much and had gotten to the emergency exit such that they could not go out there. Now, mind you, this place is a big place. It's a 6-story building. There are multiple businesses there. For example, there is there is a UBA bank. I shouldn't say there was, because they've not shut down the exactly. There is a UBA bank there. I think that one is down floor. There is what's it called, the United Capital
reports have it that United Capital lost.
Yeah, they lost six, which is quite sad. I was able to confirm that it's just too much for the everyone involved. You understand? United Capital is there. I heard that what's his name now? There's this else. There's an HMO there. There's just an FIRS 3 is there. You understand? Lost 4 people. That's 10. I just hope that that's the end of the deaths. I hope that that's the end, that we don't get to see. But there are a lot of questions.
Boss said they lost people.
No, he said we and colleagues. You understand? So it could be, we don't know yet. So I'm hoping that they did not lose anybody. I'm just hoping that out of but a lot of questions to ask. Were there enough, respondents on ground? There's this truck that should have, I know some people were arguing on social media with one of the Governor Sanwo-Olu's aide, and he was saying, that they have this, truck that has a ladder up, and we didn't see that. So it's just, it's just a whole lot. It's just a whole lot. Sad.
In 30 seconds, Mr. Ali, before we go, we are running out of time.
Pathetic as it is, disaster will also happen. So, but we also have to prepare for these disasters.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the building. How many emergency exits? How many fire extinguishers do they have ready? So they put out the fire, there was a smoke. So how do we open up the place when there is such incident? I think government need to probe into that situation so that we can see, probe is to better, so that we can better the next way to build this house. And I just read now too that the Federal Fire Service is going to audit every building nationwide to see. How are they going to do that? But again, it's possible.
The government has the capacity.
So let's audit ourselves, like so that we can avoid this kind of situation. It's pathetic.
But that's not the only place that
Yes, there was the other one
at Mandalay Plaza. I just think that the emergency units, the agencies should be on ground, because it looks like this is becoming too. It's becoming a norm, which is sad, but they should be on ground, because another fire can happen just as we speak. So they should be on ground. They should actually prepare for the worst. Just prepare for the worst.
Okay, we are sad. Comments are swimming in right here.
Wow.
Time is going because time is not a friend. We have to take one or two. There's Father John Abel saying, let them publish the beneficiaries and their NIN numbers if it's genuine palliative. And somebody is saying, publish citizens' NIN number, LOL, I guess, that's why I like social media. You are bringing your view, somebody's bringing a counter view, and we are learning lessons. Ricketts Oluwarotimi says, we believe that the households have names and identity that can be published for Nigerians to see and confirm. Kenneth Diroro is saying 330 billion for 8.1 million of people out of the country population. Anyone that needs money must register for it. How would those real poor and parents without internet or access to cities, to city life, get that money. You know what I was just saying.
People get
Yeah.
that money
I was
without
just
that.
saying,
Yeah.
you people
They
that
go,
see it,
they
are
go
in-
to the balance, they go to the chief to do the registration. They
But
help them do
that's
everything.
not safe too.
If they want to,
I'm not.
if they want to do
with respect
vote
to,
for us, vote
you
for
know,
us,
to
is that
what
how
I'm
they do
saying.
it? Don't they go and make it?
exactly. And now you're talking about the fact that
Reverend
it's to be
Solomon
banned.
Jesus Sonmi is saying in my area in Agboike to local government in Lagos, members have not been given their palliative money. It's going to 2 weeks now. Their names are among the beneficiaries. I have evidence. The staff of the local government are with me
wow.
at the moment of the beneficiary. I'm with the ATM of the beneficiaries. All the beneficiaries that I'm talking about have their bank account. Wow.
I think he should give us. He said he has evidence. Maybe he should reach out to us after this show.
We need this evidence.
Yeah.
Comments are flowing in. Time is not our friend. My producers are saying we should round off now. Raja Riwal is saying federal government should give us details, which conditions, so and to whom. A pastor Delight Olaiwola is saying, I didn't see my own. No, you don't
part of the
mind rebel. He's saying
beneficiaries?
to which house? Oliver Oyigadu is saying, where are the beneficiaries, please? Ghost houses, ghost households. Comments are flowing in right, left, and center. Unfortunately, time is not our best friend at this point in time. Everything to the Ramala Family Part of the show. Everything to Mr. Dickly Ali for being a part of the show. Biggest thank you to you.
Pleasure.
Because like I always say, we are here because you are there. The weekend begins tomorrow. Start off struggle, guys. Have a